Alright, hey everyone, DJ Steph here again. So now a quick video on the Odyssey Coffin case that I just picked up for the white CDJ2000's that I have. So I'll put the description down below. The model number is kind of long, FZ12CDJ-WBL. I think it is. It's the black label 12-inch mixer version of the large CDJ type coffin that they have with the wheels, black label like I said. I went with the Odyssey, so I'll show you a quick video of the case. Just picked it up, so it's empty right now. We're going to be putting the CDJs inside, wiring it all up, getting it nice and clean, and get that going. So have a look. So once again, here it is, the Odyssey. And I haven't taken off the model number yet, but as you see, it's the FZ12, which stands for the 12-inch space for the mixer. CDJ, W I guess will be for wheels, and BL is for the black label. So here you go. It's just a good size to it, nice and slim. This is the version without any of the shelves or anything. I went with that version because I wanted to have the CDJs show as much as possible. Plus the ones with the shelves start to add a lot more weight and a lot more height to the box. You have handles on one side and you have handles on the top side here to carry it like a mega briefcase, and of course the wheels on the other side. Alright, so here's the inside with obviously nothing in. Tons of foam pieces everywhere to mix and match how you need to adjust the equipment inside. The other cool thing is there is a sort of a dip in each well. So I've seen some other guys put their Serato box in here, or the D-Link for the network hub and whatnot. So that's what I'll be doing, or lie some cables underneath here. So kind of gives you some extra space, and a lot of this will be coming out to fit the DJM in here, likewise over here for the CDJ. You get foam everywhere, everything's adjustable, everything comes off, everything's foam. The foam pads on top here for the decks, they all come off, so everything's movable and customizable. Really nicely done. That's it, so here's a look at that. So continuing with my videos on the cases and the wiring of the CDJs and the rack. Behind me you see I have my Odyssey Coffin and the 2000's and the DJM900, which I've been working on for quite a few days here, trying to figure out how I'm going to be wiring up the coffin, wire management, effectively space things out. The one thing that I was aware of when I was getting this case and from reading on the forums and such, the CDJ2000's and the Nexus are huge. They are very, very big. Of course, they do fit in the Odyssey coffin, but you have very little room left at the top part to manage all your wires. So you really have to think it out and split things up throughout the coffin, sort of half and half and such. So I've been testing things out, putting things in one way, the other way, and a lot of trial and error. And I'll show you what I've come up with first for now, and I like it. Everything seems to fit, and it's pretty neat. I did find another solution, and I'm going to try that also just in a little bit. But first I'll show you this solution, and then I'll explain what it is. Instead of using a power bar in here, I found something else called a power squid, which is like a power bar, just it's all flexible really, which I think might manage this part a little bit better. So in the coffin, what I'm going to be placing inside and what I want to have pre-wired at all times, and for now I'm just putting the wiring. There's no drilling on the case yet, and connectors, that'll come after. Of course we need XLR out, we need booth out, and power of course has to come out somewhere. I want to be able to plug in the two CDJs, the Nexus into power, so that's 3. I want to have a USB hub in there, so that's 4. I also want to have my D-Link router in there, which is used to for the Pioneer link between all of them. So you have a plain computer network hub in there, so I want to have that. So that's 5 power draws, and I also like to pre-wire the power for the hard drive, the external hard drive that I have. So that's 6. 6 power plugs that I have to somehow feed in here and manage. So starting with the mixer, the one thing, and I think I had mentioned it earlier, is that we might have to take off the front piece on the DJM900, and that is pretty much a must on this mixer. That little piece comes off very easily. There's 5 screws actually that you take off, and this is a good about an inch here that if you did not take that off, you would be, everything would get so cramped in here, and you'd be bending all your wires. It would just not make sense, and it would move up way too far. You would not have enough room. So you take that piece off, gives it some nice little headroom. On this, in back of the mixer is where I was able to place the D-Link network hub. The RJ45 wires are running underneath the mixer. XLR out, which right now I just have a small 1-foot lead. My booth out, again, a 1-foot lead. Power is coming out here underneath the DJM and running to the other side. And this is my RCA to mini jack, which is sort of the backup. On this side, one deck, I placed a small little, the white cable here, if you can see that in there. It's like a little extension that has three spaces on it, and I put 2 wall warts on there. One of them is for the hard drive, that big one on the left. The other smaller one is for the D-Link, and then I have 1 CDJ plugged in there. That runs all the way across. The red wire is the digital cable for the CDJ going into the mixer, of course. On the other side is where I have the power bar. Now, I chose to put the power bar in behind the CDJs because in back of the mixer with all these wires sticking out, it would be too cramped and everything would be bending. So this is solution A. It's a 6-strip little power bar that I had to really look to find one that would fit within this width right here, which is approximately 10 or 11 inches, I think. So we had to find a very, very small power bar, and the Nexus is in here. The other CDJ, this white one, is from the other side, carrying those 3 plugs, and then this wall wart is for the USB hub. All right, so here is the power squid that I was talking about. I'll show you a picture here on the box. So for those of you who don't know what it is, it's it has 5 plugs, and they're all flexible, so they can bend any which way. Especially for, I guess, for wall warts under your desk, this is really good. You can fit 5 without a problem. The hope I was having, and you can see I'm saying hope, is because I don't think this is going to be the best solution. The padding on the Odyssey is about an inch, just under an inch here from the base of the wood to where the CDJ is going to sit on. And the plugs themselves are slightly larger than 1 inch. Even if I'm going to be slanting my CDJs up a little bit, then I can fit this in here, have enough clearance. However, the bottleneck ends up being right here where it has to curve. It just ends up being too tight, and it actually will be a little bit cleaner with the power bar, the old school power bar. So I think that's actually going to be the way that I'm going to go. We'll just tie wrap everything down really nicely. I thought this would work out better, but the body of it is actually still quite big, so you end up having to really turn everything here really, really hard, and I don't think it would fit quite as nice. And here there's the last stages of the wiring for the Coffin. So I've tied down as much as I can and organized the wires as best I can underneath each bay. So on this side, the left CDJ, you see power cord tied up here and the power strip tied up as best as possible. We have the digital the network for the link, the USB, and the power cable ready to go here. Under the mixer, tied up the mixer power cord. All the RJ45 cables to the hub are here. The two digitals are here. The sort of, I guess, the trunk of the power all tied together, going through and also coming through here. You have the USB cables are also attached through all that. Then on this side, once again, we have the wall warts for the hard drive, and the hub. The network hub is in here. All the USB cables are wrapped around in here. And once again, on this side for the CDJ, the USB, the power, digital, and ProLink, the network cable, go there. And then I have also coming out, this will be the connection. Here's the USB for the hard drive. This cable is the RJ45 for record box. And I also have ready a USB right there to go to computer if I want to do MIDI or whatever. So that's the last stages of the wiring. Here's a quick look again. And next step will be putting in the equipment and fitting them with the foam, and that's the last step. The final product, all wired up, all put in with all the foam. Now once again, for the mixer to fit, this was the toughest part to get to fit very tightly. You have to take off the front piece. I put a piece of padding here, and I cut down some of the extra strips and put them a little bit here, a little bit there. So now this is tightly fit in. These guys fit very well. There's a lot of extra padding that you don't need when using this kit because they're so large. So the thinnest pieces pretty much apply all around. Everything's wired underneath. You don't see anything from the top. The only piece I have left to do is we're going to cut this power cable, put a PowerCon connector, and the XLRs. I have enough space just a little bit behind the CDJ on the right. At the moment, coming out, the XLRs would come out from here, and I have here ready to go USB and the network cable to go to the laptop, so that's all pre-wired. So there you go. That's the final look. Case is all done. I should not have to touch the wires for quite a while. And that's it.